Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to the B&ROSE vision. This space has been activated to support the B&ROSE values, which are art, intuition, reverie, create beauty, truth and love, and most importantly, relationship to self, deepening the relationship to self through introspection, through reflection, through emotional honesty. While you're here, please like, share, subscribe, comment. All of that is what keeps creators like myself in this space, and we like it here. We're building here, okay? Right? So, as I am here to get into a collective energy reading, I want to be clear that tarot is used as a symbolic language to tune into the collective atmosphere. These messages are shared with the intention to encourage self-awareness. They're meant to support discernment, reflection, not dependence. So with that, take what fits, leave what doesn't. So as I was here cleaning my cards, I came into a really beautiful message for the collective, and so I said, you know what, let me just share this as it is. All right. So as I was getting into the tarot, we have here the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles followed by the King of Wands. So Six of Pentacles. All right. Ten of Swords. Woo. Woo. Okay. Followed by the Seven of Wands. My goodness. Okay. So we definitely, you know, going in a way here. So far, you know, as I was, like I said, cleansing my cards, kind of just tapping into the energy, but like I said, the message was so strong, I had to just be like, you know what, this is what I'm sharing. I feel like this is useful. I feel like someone would be able to connect with it. And I thought it was beautiful, honestly. So what I'm seeing here, the Nine of Wands energy being that opening energy for the collective, where the collective is, you're in, you know, this could be, like I said, energy is not linear. It could be past, present, future. This could be something you've experienced before, something you're experiencing at this moment. This could give you some answers as to where you're heading, you know, in this new month. Okay, so the Nine of Pentacles is powerful. This is independence. This is an energy of a person, or we'll just say an energy that has understood their worth, right? They know their self-worth. They are standing on their truth. This is independence. This is a person who is enjoying the fruits of their labor. You know, this is a person who is experiencing wholeness within themselves, right? And then we have the King of Wands showing up here, followed by the Six of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing here is, you know, it's always so difficult for me to talk about love, and I'm taking my personal opinion out of it. This is not about me. But what I'm getting from this King of Wands energy, you know, it took me a while to just accept that this is another energy, right? This is a person, you know, you, the collective, in your Nine of Pentacles energy, in your independence, in your self-worth, come across a King of Wands. And this doesn't have to be, you know, doesn't have to be male or female. Do with the, you know, in the physical realm, do with this energy as you place energy, can be male or female, right? So use it as it fits, right? So you meet the King of Wands, and in this connection, there is a mutual balance. So what I'm seeing here is the beginnings of a beautiful relationship, right? A relationship that is full of balance, full of respect, of mutual give and take, you know, receiving and giving. There is no, there are no issues here. This is a person who understands your value. This is a person who respects. You guys have the same values, right? So this makes this balance easier of receiving. There's a generous connection here. King of Wands, of course, we know King of Wands energy is super bossed up. This is leadership. However, what this connection with the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands, you representing the Nine of Pentacles, is saying that, that makes a relationship more solid, because I don't need you for your finances, and then the King of Wands is also saying, that's great. You don't need me to come in and be your caregiver. We can build from a place of wholeness, right? With both of us. But then something happens, okay? And I mean something serious happens. Ten of Swords energy is massive. This is a painful ending, okay? You see, this is okay, something happens. Maybe we can explore that more with tarot to see what that Ten of Pentacles, what the situation may be. But whatever happened in that collapse, in that defeat, I want to say that was something that was grounds for termination, okay, of an ending of this relationship, this beautiful this new connection that was growing, and that has so much potential, came to an end, right? And with the Seven of Wands being here, I'm seeing that the collective, and you as the collective had to uphold your boundaries, right? There was somebody had to stand on their square. You as the collective had to stand on their square, reinforce their boundaries to say, this is what we're not going to do, right? And if I have to walk away from this completely, then that's what I'm going to have to do, because there's this Ten of Swords energy is something that you can't, this is no coming back, right? So then, in my following that, we have, I was going to say something, but I'll reserve my comment. The sixth major arcana. I don't know why I do that every time I pull the Lover's card. The Lover's card, maybe because I see the sixes as also representing a balance, right? We have the Six of Pentacles here, and then we also, now we have, after the Seven of Wands, saying that I had to stand on my square, I had to reinforce my boundaries, and kind of challenging. When you think about the Seven of Wands too, that is an act of perseverance. So whatever happened in this Ten of Wands, this Ten of Swords energy was something, like I said, that shook this connection to the core. Okay. Then we have the Lovers, but the Lovers is alignment. This is reconciliation, and not just on the basic level. With this being a major arcana, this is reconciliation of the truth, right? This is not just us telling ourselves, it's cool, I'm good with it, this is a blessing of the higher order. This is a divine coming together, right? So what I'm seeing here is that, the collective standing their ground with this King of Wands energy was sort of what a shaking of the table that kind of brought you closer to this King of Wands energy. Instead of maybe, let's let the cards continue to speak before I kind of give mine. Next, we have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords. So there's still some confusion here. some confusion. Maybe you're still, like I said, caught. Ten of Swords is some big energy. It's very, very big. But then following that, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. Queen of Wands in this sequence. We have the King of Wands already here. I'm just trying to get to a point where we can just say, okay, there's some totality with this spread. And then we have it here with the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. So this is the happy ending here. This is the understanding that brings positive, long-term success. This is the foundation. This is a successful relationship. This is what I'm seeing here, because the Nine of Pentacles, where the one, right, is good standing on their own, but this addition brings that familial connection, that foundational, right, that wealth, that success, that long-term success, which is that final manifestation of partnership, of relationship, of love and expansion and growth, right? In this sort of sequence. So what I'm getting here is that the collective, good on their own, recognizing their self-worth, meets this King of Wands energy. Things are going well until they're not. Until they're not, okay? And then the collective is standing their ground, because they're already recognizing their self-worth, so they know exactly what they don't want. But because of that, they're also the outcome of that brings a mutual understanding that kind of deepens that connection with the King of Wands. The connection deepens, and even though you may have found yourself feeling a bit confused about it, maybe still kind of having a little bit of fear, questioning whether this is real, the Queen of Wands being here is reinforcement, because the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands being here together, that's wholeness, that's balance on another level. That's saying, okay, yes, where I met you was in this leadership type of role where I was willing to take the lead, but in this case, I'm also willing to offer that emotional support as well. It's not just about what I can give resource-wise, but this is a depth of passion, right? This is also expansion and reinforcing confidence on another level. So it's almost like where you're in a relationship, you know, you guys hit a bump in the road where it could have ended the connection, but just when you're feeling like, all right, you know, I'm starting to see the signs again, that partner, that person who you're in the relationship with, does something to reinforce it, and not even just with you asking. This is just something that happens without you having to, what's the word I'm looking for? Without you having to do anything to start it. I'm trying to find the word. It's right on the tip of my tongue. You know what I mean, right? And speaking of that, it's almost as if, you know, when you're talking to a person and you're describing to them, you're telling them how you feel, or you're describing an idea to them or something that you wish to happen, or just explaining how you feel, what you need. And that person just gets it to the point where they're able to tell you, you know, explain what they're, you know, can follow the conversation, and not only they have the emotional depth and the emotional intelligence to repeat back to you what you said, not even in your words, in their own words, in their own level of understanding. And it's like, you get it, you get me. You know that feeling that you have? This is what I'm seeing play out in this story here. That's what I'm seeing play out in this spread of that reinforcement, of that alignment that happened in this lover's energy, right? That's what this card represents in this sequence. Whether it's internal, in this case, I'm feeling that it's external. This is a two-person situation. situation here, okay? And that leads to, that wholeness, that fortification of your connection, of your relationship, of what you're building. Now there's no question about whether this person is all in, because both of you are. You're locked in with each other, and because of that, there is expansion, there is manifestation and blessing that is generational, right? This is familial, and so like I said, I don't know what happened with this that caused this Ten of Swords. Something very serious is what I'm seeing here. Let's see. I'm just going to pull some cards. I'm going to pull from the bottom of the deck just to be nosy and kind of expand on that. So with that, we have the Ten of Swords, which I'm also seeing as the collective standing on business. Like I said, with that Seven of Swords here, that standing, reinforcing your boundaries. Maybe a truth was revealed. Something could have, some type of, whatever the situation was, demanded some direct communication. It was definitely maybe the nine, maybe you as the collective, I'm thinking about the Nine of Pentacles energy, where we started, felt disrespected. We have here with the Three of Pentacles, and this is me just trying to get more emphasis, if there's more that can be said about what happened with this Ten of Swords energy. But all I'm getting is the possibility, maybe there was, with the Three of Pentacles here, this is an indication of a collaboration. Maybe there was a third party. Maybe the King of Wands had, an ex lurking. Maybe there was a situation that had not, a relationship that had not been completely severed, and you found out about it. And that's definitely, you know what I mean? That's definitely grounds to get to step in, to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're not, even though things were going really good, this is how you mess it up. But maybe, whatever happened with this is what we're not going to do. This is what I'm not going to accept. Maybe that got the King of Wands to thinking like, you know what? I don't want to lose this person. I don't want to lose you. I want this. I want to see where this can go. I feel like we have the same shared values. We have, the communication is good. The passion is good. You're very attractive. We just vibe on so many levels, not just on a physical level, right? Because the Lovers being here says this is more. Yes, the passion is there. Absolutely. This person looks good to you. You look good to, King of Wands is looking good. Nine of Pentacles is looking good, looking great, right? You feeling yourself. You know your worth. You look good. You smell good. You feel good. King of Wands also look good, smell good, feels good. And, King of Wands could, your energy, thinking about the Nine of Pentacles. I'm not sure if you are watching this, if the collective is an earth sign, could be Virgo, could be Taurus, could be Capricorn. King of Wands, whomever this energy is, could be Sagittarius, could be Scorpio. And yeah, you're locked in as far as that part goes, but something happened, and I'm assuming that it may have been something with the third party, something with, maybe there was, it was something of that sort may have happened. Where the collective found out, and I'm just kind of looking at cards from the bottom of the deck here. Got the Ace of Swords here, so we may be on to something here, with thinking that it was a third party. But whatever that was, it definitely ended with you saying, this is what we're not going to do. I'm going to stay on my square. I'm going to reinforce my boundaries. And that was all that was needed. And you know what it makes me think about? Just relationships in this current culture, right? There's definitely some grace that we have to be able to extend to ourselves first, right? And also, to others when they are deserving. You know what I mean? In this sequence, I'm seeing somebody who is absolutely genuine. Whoever this King of Swords, this King of Wands is, my apologies, King of Wands is a genuine person. And when you found yourself even questioning and being a bit confused about it, maybe something, may have happened to make you feel like maybe some fear crept in. They were there to reinforce you without you even having to say anything. Maybe they even noticed, the connection is so strong. Maybe they even noticed your body language. Maybe they even could feel it. They're so tapped into who you are, with the, like I said, with the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands showing up together in the same spread. That's wholeness on a whole different level. That's not just passion. That's like I said, that's visionary and confidence. That's somebody who's determined to see this be the best that it can be, right? This is not you just saying, okay, I'm doing all the emotional labor here to make this work. No, this person is all in with you. That's how you get to this 10 of Pentacles, okay? So I don't want to be repetitive. I try to keep my readings, I know that in examining tarot, there's so many symbols, there's so many ways that you can see something that it kind of makes you just want to keep talking and talking and talking about it and expounding. But I think that this is a good place to leave it. Talk to you soon. All right, peace. Get out of here.